Hey there, great to see you back again. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I ended my lifelong struggle with binge eating just by changing my beliefs and my thoughts. Now, the whole reason why I decided to become a weight loss and a life coach is to help other people end their struggle with binge eating. If you're a binge eater, this video is made for you, and you know that the struggle with binge eating can be really debilitating in your life, and you get caught in these vicious cycles of binging and then feeling bad, binging, shame, feeling bad, and you stay stuck in this. So I'm going to tell you the thoughts that I use to end this for good. So as a weight loss mindset coach, I approach weight loss very differently. And it's all about approaching it from your beliefs in your mind. Now, as you know, your thoughts create your feelings create your actions, and your actions create your results. So if you want to stop binging, you have to first address your thoughts on what you're going to think in order to create the feeling of not giving into an urge and then not binging. So I used to be cued by some kind of thought, or maybe even driving by my favorite place or seeing food, and the thought would be, I want that, or I need that, which would then create a desire or an urge. And you know what I'm talking about, those urges like, I have to have it, I have to have it. And then all of a sudden, that's all you can think about is having that food or binging. So in order to intercept the desire and the urge, you have to intercept it at the thought. So as I said, it becomes a habit. So when you have that food cue and you have the urge or the thought, I want that, which creates the urge, and then you give into it and you do that over enough times, it then becomes a wiring in your brain. So your brain is actually hardwired to binge at this point. So what you have to do is also be willing to sit in the discomfort as you're rewiring your brain. So let's talk about the actual specific thoughts. So after I decided that I was just ready to not binge anymore, I had my last binge, and my thought that I thought after that, I felt so much shame. I was like, what if that was the last time? And after my last binge, I just sat with that thought for about a week and a half, and I didn't binge at all. And it was just, what if that was my last time? And that feeling of what if gave me some hope, which that hope then did not lead to me binging. Then after a week or two of me being like, what if that was the last time? I then switched to another thought, to the date, which was March 4th was my last binge. So that then became a new belief. So I repeated that for a couple of weeks. So then on about week 4, at that point, I truly believed that I was no longer binging, that March 4th was my last time. And so my thought and my belief came, that is no longer me. And I sat with that thought. So here I am into week 4 and no longer binging. And my thought that I'm thinking and my new belief is that's no longer me. And then after week 4, I then shifted to another thought, which is just calling myself a former binger. And from that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be a former binger. And I stopped calling myself a former binger. Started calling myself a former binger. And then that was it. So here I am about over, I think, 8 weeks now, and I haven't binged at all, and it was just from changing my belief systems. Now the caveat will be is that there is the hard wiring that needs to happen, and so I also combine the skill set of being willing to sit in the discomfort as the urges came, and eventually over time the urges dissipated. So through changing my thoughts and being willing to sit with the uncomfortableness of the urges and not giving in to the action of overeating, through that process, I was able to not binge. So I really hope this helps for you. I know that being a binge eater can be such a struggle, and there's a lot of suffering that goes into it, but it really does work. I'm literally 8 weeks out from not binging, and it feels amazing. I don't have the desire for food. I don't want to be that person anymore. And this really works. So you can do it too. Just remember, you're only one thought and one belief away from no longer being a binger.